Hi, my name is Elena Eisenhower and welcome back to my kitchenette suite. Today I'm going to show you a fun little modern take on fondue, which was really popular in the 70s, kind of classic. They had fondue parties. My parents used to have them, which is probably where I first developed my intrigue with this dish. Occasionally my mother would let us have it as children. I was pretty young, and I always felt grown up and sophisticated because I knew I was having wine, and I don't know why, but the one thing I remember is she always had to have blue non-wine. And when it comes to the wine in this dish, you actually really want to have a nice dry white wine, and it has to be something that you like to drink. So probably not blue non. And that's really important for all cooking, is you want to cook with wine that you want to drink, but especially this because it's absolutely the perfect accompaniment to this dish is a nice glass of wine, and it's pretty heavily soaked in it. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just cutting the rind off of a wheel of brie, a small wheel of brie. Just the top rind. I'm going to leave the rest of the rind on and put that aside. And then this is so simple. I'm going to take this brie and pop it into a ramekin. Now, real traditional fondue is a couple kinds of Swiss cheese and wine and garlic, and you have to stir it in this pot, and it takes a whole bunch of time, and then you have to keep it warm. This dish here, depending on how you make it, can be anywhere from 10 minutes to 2 minutes, which is absolutely insane, and it's still cheesy, ooey gooey, yummy cheese and wine, which is really all you want. So once this is in the ramekin, all we're going to do is I'm going to take something, anything, a skewer, and poke holes into it, and that's just so I can get even more wine inside it, because who doesn't like more wine with their cheese? So I'm going to poke holes all over this little wheel of cheese to give it more places for the wine to get down inside it. I'm using a mild goat's milk brie today. You can really use any brie that you like, although I would not suggest using a triple cream or super high fat brie. You don't need to waste it on that. Those are great just to eat by themselves, because we're going to douse this in so much wine and cook it and get it all bubbly and yummy. I'm going to take my Chardonnay. I have a dry Chardonnay. That's what I like to drink with this fondue, so that's what I'm going to cook with. And I'm just going to pour about 1.5 ounces over my wheel of brie. From here, the next step, you have two options. You can take this and put it in your oven at 350, 375 for about 15 to 20 minutes until it's really bubbly and kind of golden brown on top. Take it out and you're done. But this is the best trick ever, and it lets you play with power tools. I'm going to take this and put it in my microwave for 2 minutes, which is going to get the inside all melted and bubbly and delicious, and then I'm going to take it out and break out my blowtorch. And if you don't have one in your kitchen, just go steal your husband's from the garage. And it is my absolute favorite kitchen tool. It's fun to play with, and it's going to give you fondue in about 2.5 minutes. So I have my cheese. I just took it out of the microwave. Be really careful because this gets hot, like molten lava. And now I get to have the fun and play with the blowtorch. So some of you might have these little brulee torches that you get with your creme brulee set at, the home store or whatever. They're useless. It's like a child's toy. The flame's this big. It'll take me 5 minutes to flame it. Play with power tools. I'd much rather use the big fun blowtorch. It takes 2 seconds. I get a really big hot flame. You don't have to be afraid of them. And all I'm going to do is take it. This is kind of spectacular. If you have friends over, you could actually just do this part. Again, this takes 2 minutes. When your friends are there, because of all the wine, it makes kind of a big flame. So it's kind of impressive. Impress people with your blowtorch skills. And I'm just doing this to toast the top. It gives it more flavor, because if we just microwaved it, it'd be microwave cheese. It's not the same. This is roasty, and it's really going to make it taste just like I took it out of the broiler in my oven in way less time. That's it. It's done. It's bubbly. Can't wait. Don't dig into this. It's like one of my favorite things in the whole world. So then all I serve with it, I love pretzels. So pretzels and cheese together, just classic, whether you're having beer or wine. And you can just put them either, depending on how many people you're serving, put them in a ramekin, just pile them up on the plate. This is so simple. There's really not a lot of hard work to this dish. Dried fruit is awesome. I like apricots with cheese, but you could use figs, use any kind of dried fruit that you have or that you love. So a whole little pile of that. And then some really good crackers, any kind of crackers or crisp bread that you like. I have these ones that have raisin and rosemary, and they're super delicious. I'm going to pile them on there. You could use fresh vegetables, you can use fresh fruit. I always include some fresh fruit. I really always like to include an apple, and a good eating apple, like a Granny Smith or Macallan or Empire or something like that. And I just slice it into nice big wedges, thick slices that are going to hold up for me to dip into it. And you kind of just arrange them all on the plate. And you can make this as huge as you want to. You can use a bigger wheel of brie. You can use a bunch of different ones. You can make 2 minutes to make it. Again, if you're using the blowtorch, so you can make one for every one of your friends, even if you had a bunch of people over, and everyone can have their own little pot of bubbling, delicious cheese. So that's it. I'm not going to cut anymore because I'm going to eat some of this. I'm smelling it. I'm looking at it. I have to taste it. So I think I can touch it now and show you. It's beautiful. It's all bubbly and brown. And I usually like to take a pretzel or breadstick or something, one of the longer things, and kind of stir it and mix it up so you get some of the caramelized cheese mixed into the rest of it. And then, of course, I have to eat it. It's so delicious. You can taste the wine, you taste the cheese. It's crunchy, it's creamy, it's delicious. It's everything that you want fondue to be in much less time. And again, it's kind of more fun, modern take on it. So I hope you try this. If you have 5 minutes, a bunch of friends, a bottle of wine, and some cheese,